Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Sam and I make videos about makeup, chronic illness, and whatever I want. So today is my annual beauty declutter. I've included everything. Also, it will be like my eyeshadow palette collection. I just wanted everything to be one video this year. It's just a little bit easier, you might say. A few disclaimers. Everything I decluttered was either trash or it has already been sent to its new home. And the other thing is, yes, I have a lot of makeup. Yes, a lot of it looks unused, and that's just my business. I'm chronically ill. Things don't get used as much as they want. It's my money to spend, and I have been collecting makeup for over a decade now. A lot of this stuff is not new. It's not like I just bought it. But if you're interested in how I have changed my beauty purchases, there are videos on my channel about my no buys and my low buys. So with that, let's just jump into the declutter. Let's get started with the lipsticks. There's stuff I know I'm absolutely keeping, like my Tom Ford. Let's actually swatch stuff. So this is Tom Ford in Inhibition. I got this because I hadn't found a color like this that wasn't glittery. I think I have a Pat McGrath that's kind of similar, which this is Pat McGrath Brawn Temptation. I think this is like the closest thing I have, but it has gold glitter in it. Also, it's not the same. So this is much more orangey peach, where this is much more of a pinky peach. But I'm going to keep all of my Pat ones. This is Aphrodisiac. This is a non-glittery one. A nice, like, bright peach. On me, anyway. Skin tone will vary. This is Sunset Rose. I don't think they make this one anymore, which stinks because I'm, like, down to here in it. And I love it a lot. It's a great nude on me. It does have some gold glitter in it. And my last Pat McGrath is Faux Real. This is another one I use a lot. It has a silver sparkle in it, but this is a really nice nude as well. I'm absolutely keeping, this separates super easily. I have to mix it a lot. I think it's because it's kind of like a clean beauty, but this is Victoria Beckham Bikini. This is my absolute favorite everyday gloss. It pairs really well with my Pillow Talk. Keeping her. Another keep, we're into lipsticks now, is Chanel 438 and Suzanne. I am obsessed with this color. I saw this in an Amanda Z collection video and immediately had to buy it. I love it so much for my cool tone looks, but I really like it in the fall and the winter. Another keep is Elson by Pat McGrath. This is just the perfect red. This is Taylor Swift's Eras Tour red. She has a different red for like each little tour, but this is her current one. Chestnut. I love this. Oh yeah, it's still pretty good. This nice brown. I don't wear browns too frequently. Oh yeah, keeping that. Now we have all my MAC. First being this Declutter. This was one of my first MAC lipsticks, but it had kind of crappy wear time, if I recall, and I don't know, it's just not my favorite kind of red. I prefer more of a blue-based red on myself, which Russian red is that for me. You can see, like, they both look fine, but I just prefer this more. I never reach for the Declutter one, so I'm going to move that into Makeup Memories, but I am keeping Russian red out. This one was like a limited edition. It's pretty irresistible. This is a strange one because it is almost too blue. Let me compare this to, like, it on me. I know you can see it compared to the other ones, but it almost turns like a raspberry color compared to like Elson, which is also a bright red, but it doesn't have, like, you can just tell the differences. Like Elson is essentially like the Dita Von Teese, but the pigmentation is better. You can see how dry and patchy that one is, and it isn't because of the age. It's been like that since the beginning, which is unfortunate, but I'm going to go ahead and declutter this because it's just not flattering on me. I have the matching lip pencil that I'm also going to declutter because I think it does this a little bit too. We are down to, I have Diva, which you could tell has been well loved. This I am going to put in Makeup Memories because I don't know if like you can see on my hand. You probably can. It clings to dryness so terribly bad. I love the color and it's beautiful. It's just, I have too dry and flaky of lip. Every time I wear it, it looks god awful on me. Then what do we have here? Velvet Teddy. This is a definite keep. Perfect. I just wore this recently. Then we have Mocha. I also like Mocha, but we're going to make sure I don't have anything too similar. I'm trying to keep my makeup collection very curated, if you will. Thanks, it's MAC. This one I use pretty frequently. You could see it is almost like a sheerer version of Velvet Teddy in a sense, which I like just for lighter makeup days. So that's a keep. Brave. I'm pretty sure Brave is one that I really like. Or I'm thinking of something else. No, yeah, it's Brave. Definite keep. Hug Me, this is a keep because this is the closest dupe I found to Tender Heart by Clinique, which was my favorite everyday lipstick for a very long time. Cosmo. I don't know. Oh yeah, I like that one too. It is quite not the same as Brave. We're going to set that aside. Mocha. It's like Hug Me and Mocha are very similar. I like the formula of Hug Me more. Mocha is more pigmented. I have to think about that. Next we have down to an Art. I like that too. It does seem kind of similar to this though. Twig, I am pretty sure I'm keeping. Some of these are just like you can see the difference in like the finishes, but I want to swatch a lot of these like side by side. And then Whirl, I don't have it. Have I even ever worn this? That's a nice fall color. I feel like I just have, this is why I'm doing this. I have too much stuff and it's kind of hard to like use stuff when you have too much stuff because you just get overwhelmed. So let me clean this off and then we're going to swatch these like by themselves. So this is Twig, Brave. Okay, those are very different. Down to an Art. I feel like Down to an Art was similar to, you know, I think Luster Glass. So those are similar, but Luster Glass might have gluten in it and I can't have that anymore. It's the Amplified Cream formula. Okay, so these are fairly similar, but I feel like different enough that I would like both. I do wear both. Cosmo. Those are super... Oh, this is Amplified Cream Cosmo. So I can't have this because it has gluten in it. So that will be decluttered anyway. But I was going to keep Brave because I like that. I do like the Amplified Cream formula, but that will gluten me. Matte and Satin. I'm going to keep Mocha because it's satin and I just prefer that. So get rid of that. And then Twig and Brave. Oh no, those are different. This one is deeper and warmer. Okay, so I'll keep both of those. Okay, so in that little thing, I'm getting rid of 5 MAC lipsticks, which feels nice, although I still probably have too many if I'm being honest. Because I have 2, 4, 6, 8. Will I wear Whirl is the question, because I don't know how frequently I'll wear something that dark. I feel like no. I would want something this color in a liquid, so that can go. Okay, so we're definitely getting rid of 6 now. And I'm just unsure about keeping both of those, because like the MAC one is more berry. Maybe I should try it on my face, which you're not gonna see. And I'll be back. Okay, so we're gonna declutter Twig, because on the lips, which again, they were slightly nuanced on my hand, but on the lips they look identical, and the Chanel is far more comfortable than the MAC, which even though it's a satin, it's just not, I don't know what this is. It doesn't exactly say, but the formula is just much more comfortable. So we're going to declutter that. And now let's go through my gloss drawer. Some of these I haven't even opened. Every single one of my Fenties is staying. I'm not going to swatch all these because I don't want to. This Luxe Gloss, as long as it smells good, I'm keeping. Yep, this smells fine. So I'm going to keep that. This Ilia I'm never going to use. Declutter. This is super old. I don't use it. I keep it for sniffing nostalgia purposes. But this can go in Makeup Memories. This is just like a Bobbi Brown. This is a lip tint Bare Pink. I can't imagine that this tints anything. I don't like how that feels. So declutter. Black Honey. Keep. Black Gloss is way more pigmented than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot more sheer than it is, but I'm going to keep it specifically for Halloween purposes. But I'm going to put this with like my weird color stuff. This I'm going to put in my everyday colors drawer. This very old lip topper from Jeffree Star that I truly love, and it hasn't dried out. It doesn't smell weird, but I never use it, so it's gonna go. I can do this with eyeshadow. This is just a plain crystal gloss, and this was a plumping gloss for my birthday gift from Ulta. I feel like I'll use this shade, so that I'm going with weird colors, everyday colors. This is my everyday stuff and stuff that was just on my vanity that I threw in here to get out of the way. Some of these colors don't belong in here, like this and this go in a different drawer. I'm keeping them, but they don't belong in here. We'll go over those in the other drawer. This is old, and I can only imagine it's dried out. I loved Too Faced's. Surprisingly, it hasn't. Okay, I'll keep it. I don't use liquid lipstick too frequently, but I love these colors. I have a Jeffree Star Leo. Is this dried out? Surprisingly, no. Leo is one of my most used shades back in the day, so I'll keep that. Trick or Treat from Black Moon. Not at all close. This is much darker of an orange. Raw Chocolate by Rimmel, which they discontinued. This smells terrible, so I'm going to get rid of it. But no, that wasn't even it. That is truly a unique color. This is gonna go though, because it is smelling weird. This is staying. I'm unsure what I want to do with all these, because I think I need to like switch my everyday to a different drawer, and all of my, like, you can see I like a warm nude. This is just a lip oil that should go with my glosses. This is Christmas Cookie. I also love this shade. It's not dried out. Even if they are dried out, I sometimes keep, I think I have one that I've kept from this brand to try to dupe because it was amazing. So that is more of an everyday shade. So let's set that over here. Pillow Talk. Definitely staying, but it's honestly very similar to Christmas Cookie, just not as pigmented as a liquid lipstick would be, so that makes sense why I like that. This is just my lip primer. Keeping. I have literally never used this. I got it because I thought it was going to be similar to one of those. It doesn't even want to come out. I remember not liking the texture when I swatched it, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. This I I just got recently to try and I just screwed it up. I like it. That's definitely an everyday product for me. So set that in my everyday thing, as is this YSL. What is this? Candy Glow Balm. You know I love a nudie pink. Everyday drawer. Pillow Talk. It's like Love My Lips or something. It's like a more sheer version of the lipstick. This YSL Rouge Couture. Definitely an everyday color. You can see recently I've switched to more of this away from my oranges. I love the oranges in the fall though. This is Urban Decay Uptight. This is kind of like in between. Kind of in between. I think it's an everyday though, because it's not as orange. It's more pink. My everyday stuff, I tend to go more pink. This is e.l.f. Dirty Talk, whatever lipsticks these are. That's definitely an everyday kind of color. An eyeliner shaving. It's that e.l.f. pout thing that's definitely an everyday color. Even though it is honestly more along the lines of those. Well, let's see. This is definitely an orange guy. Still smells okay. This is one of the ColourPop. This is Dark Lord, the Star Wars. It kind of matches this e.l.f. thing in a way. So this is, they never made these full size, which bums me out. This is Shameless. That's an everyday. Dilemma, which is honestly too light. I'm going to get rid of that. I think I've worn it once before, but we're not going to wear that again. Suntan. I'm not probably gonna wear that either, honestly. And reminds me too much of the MAC one that I got rid of, so I'm not gonna keep that. Okay, I have my fun colors here, and I got these free, and I have no idea that I'm ever gonna use them, so we'll go through those in a second. Everything else, when I say fun colors, I mean like reds and stuff. Everything else in here, I'm pretty positive I'm keeping, as long as these aren't, well, even if they are dried up. I'm looking for dupes. This is just like a red. It was Alice in Wonderland collection. This is Most Curious. It's like a pinky red. Love that. Keeping this ABH is like American Doll. I almost said American Girl. This is a very nice red. I'm going to move some into my maybe my everyday stuff could fit in that, and I move my glosses in. Duh, why don't I do that? This is Unicorn Blood. This feels, it's too draggy. And I don't want anything, actually, I think I got rid of Diva because it's too dry, and this is basically Diva. Not quite. See how much shiny that is? I did like this for filming, so keep that. Definitely keeping both my melts. We have Laced, which is a beautiful cool tone, and 710. Definitely keep. This is a really fun, like, olivey mustard. I know these guys are fine. Oh, you might want them swatched. This is, I don't know. Oh, Bobbi Brown. Neutral Rose. Why is that in here? That's an everyday color. Wifey. I love that. Are you filming? I don't know how this isn't dried out. It's kind of like too bright of a red for me. I think I'm going to, because it looks very similar to this, so I'm going to get rid of that finally. Weirdo is my only black. I have other brands I can buy black from, but this isn't dried out yet, so I will keep it. I'll switch to Black Moon when that's done. And then Rose Madder should go in my everyday, unless I kept it because it's dried out. No, it's not dried out. Everyday. I feel like I have a color similar to this now, but that's definitely one of my favorites. So the weird stuff can stay in here because it fits. And then these, did I even open these? They're like glittery things from Melt when I ordered the Zodiac. Are they glosses? Kind of. These are interesting. I don't know, maybe I would like to try them. That one is Flare. This one is Attitude. Okay, these are really cool. I am gonna keep them. Okay, I'm gonna have to move some stuff around, but that's all my lip products, so I'm going to call it there for now because I'm running out of space on my card. Okay, one last thing. I decided to declutter this Bobbi Brown Neutral Rose because it looked similar to Chanel Suzanne. I did get all my stuff in here. I left my most used gloss out and the rest of the glosses I put in the gloss drawer. I left all my everyday stuff out and then I have my 2 reds out, mostly because I want like my fancier lipsticks. I don't know. But yeah. I just want to be able to see this and reach for it and use it. And so I emptied an entire drawer and I downsized all my other stuff. I did just realize I forgot 2 fun colors though. These are 2 Charlotte Tilbury. One is Electric Poppy, which is this really fun color. I am going to squeeze these in here by decluttering one more thing because I need one spot. And this is Miranda May. I love both of these a lot. Let me just get rid of something that I don't think I'm going to use. And like off the top of my head, like these things are going to be on the chopping block. So this is the Urban Decay and this is Mocha. I like how Mocha feels more. And I'm also going to declutter this guy because it's just a bit too light. I love the formula of this, but it is... I don't need to keep this either. So like, this is just a slightly more pink version of Mocha. You want to keep Mocha or the Urban Decay or the e.l.f.? It's hard because you know the colors are the same, but like you also don't want to get rid of anything. And it, like, while it looks slightly different on the hand, it's going to translate exactly the same on the lip. I'm keeping the MAC. I'm getting rid of both of these, the Urban Decay and the e.l.f. And this is going in a maybe pile. Like I said, I love the formula. I'm just not sure about the color. I'll try it on. I also found I've been trying to match this. It's pretty close, but it's not. Like, this is like neon pink. So I keep this. I think I found one at Sephora, but I need to take this with me to match it. So I need to put this in my purse so I have it with me. Yeah, that's too light. I'm going to get rid of this too. It's not super flattering on me. It's not bad. I like it. I might eventually get one in a different color if it serves me. So let me real quick like put everything I'm getting rid of together so we can see it. So we're getting rid of all of this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 19-ish roughly things. I'm happy with that. Seeing as I don't have too much time and I already did lipsticks, I figured I'd do lip liners. My blush is too much for the battery to last. So let's go through lip liners. First, absolute keeps are this new Fenty in Riri. Let's swatch that right there. Absolute keep. I love it, and also I just got it. I mean, a lot of these are keeps, but we'll just go through. MAC Night Moth. Keep. Some of these are going to be similar. This one I'm actually going to declutter because I don't have a blue lipstick anymore. This is Jet Set. I had a blue lipstick for a while, but I do not, and I don't plan to get another one. So this one can be decluttered. The ones that are similar, I kind of want to swatch closer together. Okay, this one's a keep. This is black. It's the NYX. So most of these are the Suede matte lip liners. This is Alien. Keeping that. These ones I know I'm also keeping. This one is Cold Brew. And then we have Moonwalk, which I'm keeping. This is like a dupe for MAC Stone, I think it's called. This one I'm getting rid of, I believe. This is MAC in Beat. Like that is that lipstick that I got rid of. And then this is a keep. This is the ABH lip liner in Cherry. Keeping that. Although Beat might go well with some of my berries, but let's do berries now. This is Girl by NYX. Keep Soft Spoken. Like, look at how similar those look on the end and how light this is. That is not at all what I would expect that to look like. Odd. This is Canis. Don't look at me for pronunciation. So, like, that's closer. I don't know where that came from. This is Whipped Caviar. Stockholm. I feel like this is kind of warm. Yeah. I feel like Dainty Days is similar to Stockholm in a sense. Stockholm is way peachier. Brunch Me. Definitely keep Brunch Me. Free Spirit. I feel like Free Spirit is a better version of Dainty Days, so I'll get rid of that. Is this Stockholm? I don't know that I need that, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Humble I keep because it is it's supposed to be a dupe for Pillow Talk, and I want to finish this up because I have it before I get the Pillow Talk lip liner, so I keep that. This, what was this like weird one? Like, I'm keeping those. I'm not gonna keep that. And this is pretty neutral. Again, it doesn't look anything like that, which sucks because I might not reach for it because it's too dark. Okay, I'll keep it and see. So I'm getting rid of 4. While I'm here on the cart and I have a little time, let's do eyeliners real quick because I don't have too many of them. The Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner in Caviar Ink is a definite keep. This Lethal in Hertz I have never used. I bought the limited edition Teresa Estad and it got lost and it was sold out. Now it's completely dried up, which is common with Lethal eyeliners, but I have the Inglot Duraline to like re-moisturize it, but I don't know that I'm ever going to use this because I have the same color in a pencil. I do prefer potted stuff though, so it's going to be a maybe. Now these Melt eyeliners, I guess I'll swatch them for you. I'm keeping them all. This is Cacao. This is Olive. These are Waterline. Yes, Waterline pencils. And then Ivory. Open. I love these. I wish they had a black one. I mean, that's pretty close to black, but it isn't black. Then I have this Revlon Color Stay Multiplayer, which I do enjoy, and I like the little brush on the end. This is High Stakes. It's pretty similar to Cacao, but it's warmer toned brown. I have the 24/7 Urban Decay liner in Yayo, which I will keep, and a bunch of my hairs. I have, this was just thrown in a box. I didn't order this. It's the ColourPop Rem Gel Liner in Extra Frosting. I'm never going to use that, so I'm going to declutter it. Estila Stale Day. Yeah, it's not dried out. I'm going to keep this. It's all over my finger. These are shadow sticks that I've used as eyeliners. This is ColourPop Care for Tea. It was the Alice in Wonderland collection. These are really fun to use on the waterline or on the inner corner. And Ravina Chrome Sticks, I'm getting rid of both of these. I haven't reached for them. I didn't think they were great. They're just fine. ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in Power Trip. This is one of the multi-chrome ones, or duochrome. This is Prance. I just used this the other day. I like their eyeliners, and they're affordable. A shadow stick and Full of Wonder that I'm going to keep. I love this one on the inner corner especially. Crystal Crush Keep. I bought the like blue set. No, here's the other blue one in Outer Space because I love blue looks a lot. Or purple looks that go well with blue. Last shadow stick, and not all there. This is a Stila in the brown. Also still moisturized, so I will keep the 24/7 liner in Whiskey. Keep this e.l.f. liquid eyeliner. It's nice, but I am too shaky for liquid eyeliner, so that is gonna go. And this is the Waterline 24/7 in Legend. So I'm getting rid of 5 because I'm never gonna use this. I'll use the pencil. So 5. Go through my single shadows that are up here. Positive, I'm keeping all of these. Yeah, those are very different. So I'm keeping all of the ColourPop. Let's get into this. This little booklet I kept because I like the looks. Never remember that I have this booklet though. Definitely keeping both Oryx. I bought Temper, which is this lovely pink one, which I wear every day that I just want a super basic look. Like when I got my hair done, this was what I wore. I'm not going to swatch these because they're messy. And then I bought from my friend Meg the olive one because it's just so pretty. Keep both of those. I have literally never used this Urban Decay. This is my problem with single shadows, is I always forget they exist. I'm going to swatch that in a minute. I'm keeping my lid luster from Victoria Beckham. I have Honey. This is a great everyday product for me as well, and I'm out of focus. I love that. This Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. That is incredibly pretty, and I need to, I thought having these on my desk I would remember to use, and I don't. This is a J-Cat Houdini. I didn't want too much. Oh my god, look at how pretty this stuff is. I don't want to get rid of any of it. I just forget that I have it, and we're going to have to deal with that. Charlotte Tilbury Chocolate Bronze. I'm positive I'm keeping this too. That is very pretty and would be a great just one, like throw this in the crease and on the lid and then top it with a Super Shock. What is wrong with me? I just have too much stuff, and I've gotten too into the habit of palettes to where I don't think about this stuff. I think about my Super Shocks. I don't know why I don't think about this. I have that out of sight, out of mind thing. Like, I've swatched this like once. This is Psych. I know I swatched it in the store, and it's beautiful. Look at that. It's got like this brown base. I'm keeping it. I just gotta do something to remember. Don't know that I'm going to be getting rid of any of this, but let's... Actually, there's one that I probably will get rid of. Let's start right here. This is... I don't know what this is. The Alchemist from... Who? I mean, that is pretty. It smells kind of weird. I'm gonna get rid of that because I like this RMS Beauty one that I have. It's like the same deal. I mean, that's a little shinier, honestly, but Cookie by Benefit, an obvious keep. That is like out of this world beautiful. I don't use this frequently, but I do really like it. This is a body powder. It's from the Hocus Pocus 2, but this is super cool when I do use it. I love it. I haven't used it as a body powder, but keep. What happened to my voice? Oh my god. They melt sex foil. This is Peaches and Cream. This is a keep. Again, I don't know if they intended this to be like the Auric Glow Lust or like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, to where you use this all over your face because it's huge. I love this. And this shade does work for me if I don't use too much. It would work on my tan. Let's try it on the tan side and see which side of me gets more sun, huh? See, like too much comes out. That's why I'm not sure what this product is supposed to be. So like it works much better on this side. I love this product, but I feel like I don't get as much use out of it as I could, just because it's so dark. Did I have a maybe pile? No, I don't. I'm gonna set this aside because I just don't know. It just sits there taunting me. Black Moon, Moonlighter, and Jellyfish. This is amazing. I just used it the other day. Look at how cool that is. Keep. My voice keeps doing that. This Rick and Morty Glam Light, definite keep. Has similar things as to like the Moonlighter, but like insane. I have used these on my cheek, but what I really like them is as eye toppers or inner corner. They're super fun. It's a Rare Beauty Exhilarate highlighter. This is a beautiful highlight. It's not as crazy as Cookie. Like Cookie is the same kind of tone, but like icy. You can see them. So it's more of like an everyday kind of highlight. Keep that. Oh, Frost Star Inspired. This one I'm probably going to get rid of. Let's start with Glazed Donut because this one is staying. This is just icy, but it's a cool tone on like Cookie. So this is more of like a white, where that one is more of a gold. I'm not sure if you can tell too well. Glazed Donut stays. This one, I feel like it's too similar to my Becca ones. Like you can mix them together, but I feel like compared to Champagne Pop, again, they are different. And Rose Quartz, I just like these more. There's Rose Quartz, which I guess is more peachy than pink, and Champagne Pop is definitely like darker than that, but I'm going to declutter that. And both of these are staying, as you can tell. This doesn't even like stay open. It's so well loved. It's definitely gotten the use over the years. And Revlon Skin Lights in Daybreak Glimmer. Keep. This is like more of a true gold highlight, or like a white gold. I would say compared to anything, it would be similar to Cookie. So do I need both? No. Am I keeping both? Yes. And then I have this Wet n Wild Mega Glow in Blossom Glow. Why did I not see that? And this is definitely like that pink vibe I want. If there isn't something in these Oden's Eye palettes, I'm going to keep this, but I'm setting it aside for maybe. This is the Oden's Eye Soul Mane. This one I just absolutely love. It's similar to my Jellyfish. That's like a true gold. This is like icier than these two, but a little warmer than this one. I'm kind of curious if I even need to keep this because I wanted it for this, but it almost looks exactly like my jellyfish one. Put that in the maybe. Then, okay, so I don't have a pink, so this is staying. How similar are you? That's also incredibly similar to the jellyfish. However, this is incredibly unique. The silver with the blue. I don't have anything silver, but I guess that's close. I feel like I can get rid of both of these palettes, which I love Odin's Eye, but the palettes always slide to the back with my highlighters. But this one is small enough to fit up front. These aren't, so this kind of helps me out. And I think I'm gonna keep this until it turns on me, just because when I do use it, I like it. Even if it's just in the summer. I'm decluttering these two palettes and this Ofra one and like this sample. Okay, my battery seems to be lasting, but I'm only gonna do like half of my blush and then I'll do the other half. I'm going to start with my MAC blushes. This is Melba. Can't tell you the last time I used Melba. I feel like I have this color in other formulas. Mocha I have used recently. Blur Power. Now all this like MAC stuff I have gotten during like 50% off sales. And then this is Warm Soul. I have also used this recently. I realize it's not like the original really good special one, but it doesn't super show up on me, to be honest. We'll put that in the maybe. I'm pretty sure I'm keeping Blush Please. This is their like gel glow play blush, but it's like a cream to powder, I think. Yeah, I'm keeping that one. I have this KVD Foxglove. Definitely keeping this. It's beautiful. Keeping both these Pat McGrath, but I will share them. Paradise Venus. I realize it's kind of hard on the tattoo, but I'm running out of space. Nymphette. This one is a hair more of like a blush lighter, they call them. This is where it's gonna get a little difficult. Two of these I know I'm for sure keeping. My Cover FX. Mojave Mauve and Spiced Cinnamon. I feel like Spiced Cinnamon is similar to this. Yeah, but a little more pinky. This is a little more terracotta. And this is probably similar to something down here. Yeah, it's similar to Blur Power, but I'm going to keep it anyway just because it's a hair more pinky. Not that that will translate on the skin, but it's a bit more shimmery. The other one is more matte, so I'm going to keep those two because they're my absolute favorite. And we have Pink Dahlia. Soft Peach. I've used this a fair bit. And Warm Honey. Definitely gonna keep Warm Honey too. Now let me go into here because I feel like if I'm gonna find any dupes for these, it's going to be in one of these. Like this. No. These are definitely less matte. I don't know. Okay, I was wrong. Also, it just shows you kind of how different stuff is. Like these Jacqueline Cosmetics ones are a lot more pigmented. I will say, I would rather keep the Cover FX than the MAC for like a peachy. Like that's kind of darker, but I'd rather keep this. And Warm Soul is pretty similar. I'm going to declutter both of those MAC ones then. I probably have time to get through these, not my creams or my palettes, but like these singles. I'm pretty sure I'm keeping all of them, but we're here. We're kind of doing a collection and a declutter. So this is a Teresa's Dead. I don't remember what it's called. Plan 9 with Lethal Cosmetics. This looks very similar to other things I have, but you know, support a creator. I also like that it's got that shimmer in it. Butterfly, one of my favorites. This isn't all of my blushes. Oh, here's my NARS one. Butterfly, I love. Keep Let's Do Taj Mahal by NARS because it is similar. I could see them side by side. Taj Mahal is way more shimmery than Butterfly though. And then Benefit Cristal, I also use this so much. It's not going anywhere. Love that. Then we have the Alice in Wonderland Silence Blush. Is probably similar to something in that Jaclyn Hill palette. And then the Powerpuff Girls Fighting Crime. I love that. Let me check this Jaclyn palette just while I'm thinking about it. Is this similar? This is way more red. If you can see. So these two, I think this is more of like a pinky red and this is more of a true red, but let me, yeah. I don't know how much it will translate on skin, but this is more blue toned than this one. I will keep keeping both of those, and I'm positive I'm keeping my Patrick Ta. Let's talk about She's Blushing. I'm like shining you in the face. This is fabulous, but a little goes a long way. Like, it is so pigmented, it comes off like too dark on me almost. It is a stunning everyday, but you gotta be gentle. I have a cat hair in that cream. I absolutely love this, but you have to be light-handed. And then this new one I just got is She's the Moment. It's this nice like peachy, pinky, like peach kind of leaning, more pinky orange, almost like tangerine, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's definitely like the cream is on me a bit more orange peach than pink peach, which is definitely what I wanted. I love the Patrick Ta duos a lot. I don't need a ton of blushes because I have tons of creams, as you'll see, but I like having a couple, and this to me I feel like is fairly unique. Maybe that one Cover FX is similar. So this one is Soft Peach, which as you can see is darker and less pink. And then this is Pink Dahlia, which is probably the most similar to the powder, but like you can see this is just more peachy, I guess. I suppose I don't need both. I think I might do it. It's just too similar. I know I kept other like similar shades from like MAC, which if I'm gonna do that, I should revisit, because we're trying to be cutthroat here. We're gonna come after like my nudie ones. Now I'm not getting rid of the Cover FX ones. I'll keep two that are similar, but I want to compare like MAC ones because I would rather get rid of those if I'm going to get rid of something. It's the Warm Honey. I don't think I have anything like this. If anything is similar, it would be this. But this is more pink. Those are quite similar. The thing is, sometimes when my skin is dry, I like the more creamy products, so I will keep this regardless. These two. So Mojave Mauve and Fleur Power. So I'm going to get rid of Fleur Power because I like the Cover FX Mojave Mauve more. Now let me see. What is similar to, not that, we're keeping her. She's in the moment. She's blushing. I would say those two are similar enough. This is obviously way more pigmented and a different formulation, but is this Foxglove? It's actually warmer than that. Those are very similar. The Patrick Ta is just more pigmented. Oh boy, I gotta think about it because it's like, do I always want like the pigment? Although the cream is less pigmented on this, so do I need 2 creams? Let's see. I don't want to like seem like I'm hating on MAC or anything, but like I paid way less for MAC. I don't hate the formula, but it also doesn't like wow me or anything. It would be weird to get rid of them all and only have one, but again, I need to be realistic about it because I have a ton of cream blushes that I like love. Okay, this is going in the maybes. We're not getting to cream blushes on this battery, but I want to go over these 2 palettes just because they're out and I should have time. I plan to like keep both of these because I don't have anything like them in my collection. As we saw, I kind of just like swatched everything and they're very different than stuff. So I am going to keep both of these. My arm is raw at this point, so I'm not going to swatch them. Also, I already swatched a handful of them in comparisons. So both of these will stay. This is the Melt. It was one of their Christmas collections. Monarcha palette is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Rouge Romance. This company is out of business. This is limited edition. This company's out of business. I got this at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. I don't remember which, but very good quality blush. So both of these will stay. Real quick, I forgot these 2 blush palettes because I'm a silly goose. This is the Divine Blush and Glow in Galactic Sun, Divine Rose, Desert Orchid, and Golden Nectar. I am keeping this, definitely. I realize these are very similar to things that I already kept, but I don't care. I just love Pat McGrath. And then this I'm keeping. This is the Glamlight Garfield. Do these have names? Oh, duh. Lasagna's Life, Say Cheese, Eat Your Heart Out. I love an orange blush. I love a red blush. And I love this like greeny highlighter. Super fun. This is very similar to both the Jaclyn Hill and the Alice in Wonderland. My goodness. But I mostly wanted it for these 2 things. Like, this is just a bonus. I got this on clearance for like $4, so it's fine. But I mainly wanted the orange. The red is just an extra bonus. All right, we're back with the mostly charged batteries. So we're going to do my creams. Now, I'm not going to get rid of any copies with creams just because if I want a cream instead of a powder. I don't know where my brain's going with that. It's like 10:30. I'm very sleepy. Let's just start with this random e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. I liked this formula and I liked this color, so I'm going to keep this because it's my only liquid blush. It's in the shade Dusty Rose or Rose? Dusty Rose. Now let's do my melts. I have all of them, although 2 are up in the bronzers. Oops. 2 of them I use as bronzers. We'll go over those in bronzer because they don't work as blush shades for me, but they're great bronzers. You know what I mean. This one is Pink Sand. These were my first cream blushes. Then Sandy Cheeks. This one's probably my most used because it's like an orange. It's, yeah, orange, not really peach. Daydreamer. I use this one the least, and I bought a nude sticks that's similar. I don't love like the chunks of glitter in this. It's not a deal breaker, but I don't love it. So if I get rid of one, that's on the chopping block. This is polished. It's fairly similar to that, but shimmery. Pinched, I just wore this the other day. Cali Dream. I don't know that I've ever used this for some reason. I don't know that I reach for peach blush that frequently, honestly, so it's maybe Golden Hour. I have used this. Maybe I reach for this more. Even though I feel like that would show up better on me than that. Honey Thief. I feel like that is that without the shimmer. Yeah, those are basically identical. This one's a hair darker. I don't need both of those, so which one do I prefer? I think I would prefer polished over Honey Thief. And then Golden Hour versus Cali Dream. Let me compare this to that Patrick Ta one. Honestly, this is exactly the same as that, so I'm glad I got rid of that one and kept this one. It's not like either of those. Let me look at this Colorflex. I don't think this is similar. Oh, it is actually. I'd say it's more similar to this, which is Cali Dreams. I'm going to get rid of that one and keep Golden Hour. So I swatched these, but I'm keeping all of them except maybe Crimson Lover might be the one that I want to compare these. This is Bohemian Rose. I just got these this year and they're probably my favorite blush right now. Juicy Melons, wrong side, is definitely my favorite of the moment. In the nude, why do I keep doing that? It's this side. Like there's probably some overlap with the melt, but I don't care. I'm keeping all of these. This one, Sun-Kissed Pink, Conte. Oh, I love that one so much. Bareback. This is probably my other most used so far, which probably doesn't surprise you based on everything else that I own. Beach Babe. So pretty. I do want to compare these to Spiced Cinnamon, not because it matters, but I just kind of want to see the tones. We'll start swatching Spiced Cinnamon. These are darker than this, I realized. Start with the Melt, which was Daydreamer. And Cream does blend out, so it's not so terrible. You know, like it's not going to be awful on me. I like these deeper shades for winter specifically. They probably look better on me with a tan, but I don't know, I like it. And then this is Crimson Lover, which is a very similar vibe, as you can see. This one is more of a brown. I was expecting these to be the same. There is a shimmer, I don't know if you can tell, but not a glitter, which I appreciate. Now, This one does turn more like brown, so it would probably be kind of like a bronzer, like a blush bronzer. Where this is more like reddish pinky. Of what's more flattering as a blush, it would be this, but I think this would be a nice like combo. I just didn't want to keep both if they were too similar. I think I am going to keep both of them actually. Alright, so I'm getting rid of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blushes, which feels nice. I still have a ton of blush, but I'm okay having a lot of makeup as long as it doesn't feel super repetitive. Except eyeshadow. Eyeshadow will be repetitive for me. That's okay. I'll talk you through that when we get to it. But when it comes to cheek and lip products, I'm just going to pick my favorite and keep using it, and everything else will get neglected. Where these will all have new homes. Great new homes. So I don't need to keep them. Now let's quickly, before I call it a night, just finish these drawers. I don't have anything I'm getting rid of here. Like, this is unopened. Mascaras I'm using, I got this free to try and review. I wasn't a huge fan, I didn't hate it, but it might have been too new. I like to leave my mascaras open for like a couple of weeks, but because I had to review it, it didn't work. I'm keeping my brow products, so that's pretty boring. Now we can get into like this other stuff, which I don't think I'm getting rid of anything, but let's just go through it. Here are my bronzers. It's funny, I didn't think I would ever be a bronzer person, and now I have like all of these and I use all of them. First is my Hourglass palette. This is more than a bronzer, but I keep it with the bronzers, just it's easier. Bronzer, they're like diffused light powders, finishing powder. I think they're finishing powders, yes. And then 2 blushes. Generally, when I go to use the bronzer, I just use everything in this palette. But this bronzer, I wish I could buy on its own when I do end up finishing it up because I like it a whole bunch. It's Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in Light. I really, really like this. It's not too orangey on me, which an unfortunate trait of a lot of drugstore bronzers. So if you have that problem, I recommend checking out these little ones. This is my only true cream bronzer. I use these 2 as creams, though. These are 2 blush lights. Lynx is my most used. I'm sorry, it looks so gross. Cream bronzer because it's more of my winter shade, where Sundown is more of a summer shade for me. It's a little more red than this. I go for more golden bronzers, but when I have a tan, this works nicely. It doesn't pull too red. And then the Melt Ultra Matte Powder Bronzer in Santa Barbara. I love this. This is probably my perfect all year shade. I can use it with or without a tan. With NARS Laguna is definitely like my winter kind of bronzer. You can see this is a hair more red, but they are both more yellow toned. I should be swatching these. Let's do that. I am neutral olive. So this is Laguna. As you can see, it is more yellow based. This is Santa Barbara. You can see this is more yellow than that. A little deeper, but it works for me. Let's just do all the powders first. This is, oh look. You see why I like this. This is a like smoother, creamier version in between those. Does this have a name? Lunar Bronze from Hourglass. And my last powder is Jaclyn Cosmetics Pressed Bronzer and Vitamin D. This is so good. I'm bummed I have issues with Jaclyn Hill, but this is a great bronzer and it smells very good. So you could see like all mine are more yellow based. The Santa Barbara one is probably the least yellow. Still pretty yellow. I will get into the creams now that I have cleaned my fingers. I'll start with Sundown. Like I said, these are, I think, technically blushes. Like you can see this is more blushy toned, but on me, it's more of kind of like a reddish bronzer. Although, how often do I use that? I might actually declutter that. This is Lynx, which you can see works well as a bronzer because while it is a blush, this is more blushy. This fits in with these, but it's like a glowy bronzer. And then this Revolution one is the coolest toned, but it definitely falls in line with this stuff. Now this I'm seeing compared to the rest, this makes sense why I don't use this very often, so I think that's going to get the chopping block because I know I have a blush that looks like that already, so I think we'll get rid of that because I can't think of the last time that I reached for that. Now that I have this one, which is probably my deepest cream bronzer, I have a contour stick, which I'm not decluttering. It's my only contour. It is the shade Fawn. I guess you might want to see it on my skin tone. This is their lightest one. I have foundations I haven't broken into yet because I've been finishing some other stuff up. This is a winter shade for me, although it doesn't quite look like it. This looks lighter. I don't know if this is a winter shade. I just didn't want to open this until I finished something else I was working on. This is my fair version of my tinted moisturizer. This is my winter double wear. And then I have my summer one that is getting decluttered because it's too cold. I am not my summer shade long enough to go through an entire bottle before it goes bad. I have a spare bottle of this I haven't opened yet. I'm conflicted on exactly what I'm doing because I love double wear, but the undertones aren't perfect. I have this sample of NARS that I will be purchasing. I don't know, it's empty. I don't know why I left it in there. I have like some summer stuff. This is the Infallible by L'Oreal, which honestly I can build up to be similar to this. This is my summer shade, the 420 True Beige. I'm pretty sure I'd be 410 in my winter shade. Then this is a winter shade as well. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless. I am N030 Neutral Sand. I love this a lot. Then I have my Smashbox Halo Tinted Moisturizer in Light Olive, which I blind bought at, what is that store? Cosmetic Company Outlet, I think, and it's way too dark. It kind of works as a summer shade, but even then it's a bit dark for me, as you can see. So I've been mixing these together to create my summer shade. I love this, but I bought this to replace these, but I believe this is more full coverage than these. Not a big deal. I just wanted something that wasn't like medium buildable. I wanted something lighter than that, and that is what this is. Although this Bobbi Brown is turning out, I know they just rebottled it. I don't know if it's reformulated, but this Bobbi Brown is turning out to be a great everyday. These have been my everyday, but this has also been my everyday because I would say this is light buildable to medium, and when you get it to medium, it performs like this. But I think I want to switch to NARS from this. I don't know. I'm keeping all of them except this thing. It's a hydrating tint that is too dark. It works on my tan side. Honestly, this is good for 2 years. I'm going to keep it for next summer, but right now, most of my body is this shade or slightly lighter. I can keep this for next summer because I imagine I will be out of these at that point. And that's my only summer thing except a spare double wear that I got during a sale. I'm just rambling to death right now. Real quick, go through these primers. I'm not going to use this because it's too dark. Probably not going to use that. I am curious about this Tatcha one, so I'll try that. Keeping my Hourglass setting powder. This is an ABH sample concealer I have not opened yet. I'll keep that to try. Smashbox Photo Finish I'm going to keep because I have been using like pore filling primers on my forehead and enjoying that. So I have two colors of the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I kind of mix them because like this one works well this time of year, but it is too dark every other time. This is too light, so I kind of use a little together most of the time. I love these concealers though, so they will stay. My favorite primer, I'm almost out of it, but I have a backup. I have been enjoying this gripping primer through e.l.f. on my nose because that is where I lose foundation the most, either blowing my nose or little spots where my glasses sit. Definitely keeping this. I haven't tried it yet. I got it during the half off sales, but I feel like it's going to, it matches pretty well to my other ones, but I wanted to give it a try as I have heard great things. My Shape Tape, this I actually need to declutter because it is kind of old or older and it's starting to what's the word, like set weird. It's getting too dry. And then this I'm a little over halfway through, but I'm going to finish it up. I like this as a lighter concealer. Unfortunately, they discontinued this too, but we're going to declutter this just because it's old. Now we're going to move on to the big guns, which is eyeshadow. I normally do a separate video that's just my eyeshadow palette collection, but I don't feel like doing that this year. I have everything divided by brand, so let's start. Well, that's not BH. Let's start with BH Cosmetics. Kind of move this other stuff out of the way. Have Smitten in Switzerland. Some of these I kept because I'm like, oh, I like it and it's nice for every day, and I just literally don't use it. And this is one of those palettes. It's really fun for fall. It's a nice quality, but I'm reaching for other stuff. So I am going to declutter this. Lost in Los Angeles. I got this to be a, what's the word? Pastel palette before I got a proper pastel palette. I have used like two colors, I think. I think my niece would have way more fun with this because I just love my Ice Cream Dream palette, and I don't reach for pastels so much that I need more than one, so this is going to get decluttered. The Sweet Shop Cherry on Top palette. I'm going to keep this because I do enjoy it. I have not used it that much. Sugar Cone, definitely keeping. I like this as just a really nice neutral palette. These are probably some of BH's best formulas. A little goes a long way. Like, they're just super pigmented. Sweet Shop Cotton Candy. This is fun, but I think I'm going to give this to my niece because she really likes purple, and I have an entire purple palette, like purple and blue palette from, before I can think twice, I'm going to pass that one on. Bubblegum, I never get rid of blue palette. Orange Sorbet. This one, I'm unsure because like this reddish orange kind of throws me off. We're gonna compare it to my ColourPop one before I make a decision on this. Pistachio. I wanted to love this, but these just like don't match these, and it drives me crazy. Like this is cool toned, this is cool toned. This is warm toned. This is warm toned. And this is the only warm tone. I don't know. I wish these like matched better. I literally never reach for it, so that one is going to get decluttered as well. Next, this random Wet n Wild Nautical Nonsense. I like this a lot, so I'm going to keep it. I just have this random, this stays on my desk. This is my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes the Neutrals. I use this on a regular basis just for an easy one and done, throw a Super Shock over it. I just really like this. Let's just dive right into this orange so I can compare. This is Orange You Glad by ColourPop compared to the Orange Sorbet. These are fairly similar. I would say the only difference is there are more shimmers, which I do like. I'm gonna have to swatch these. I don't want to start swatching yet, so we'll swatch all my maybes and make decisions. We have Smoke Show, which I am keeping. Honey, I like, but I'm unsure because I have the Naked Honey. So this will go in the maybes. Strawberry Shake. This is like a palette I just kind of like crammed together with a bunch of shimmers that I completely forgot I had. And then we have Ooh La La, which I think I changed some around last year, and some of these are from like a red palette that I'm forgetting the name of. I don't see myself reaching for this because I kind of want to get the Beauty Bay Berries maybe pile. Blush Crush, Making Mauves, Nude Mood. I love all of these. However, I'm going to keep Making Mauves because I don't have a ton of these cool tones. This I love because it's like Huda New Nude, but I'm going to just reach for Huda New Nude. So I'm going to pass that on. And this maybe pile because I might have something else I reach for more. ColourPop Malibu Barbie. Obviously we're in the ColourPop. I like this a lot. I especially like this yellow. Going to keep. Lost in Wonderland, definitely keeping. This is another reason I didn't need to keep Lost in Los Angeles. This has some pastels in it as well. Definitely keeping the Nightmare Before Christmas palette. And definitely keeping, all of these are like definitely keeping the Haunted Mansion Welcome Foolish Mortals. This is a really fun palette from last year. 1000% keeping the Star Wars palette. This is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. The At Foresight. This is another one where I think it's super fun for fall. I kind of just forget that I have it because my collection is, I guess, too big. Just gonna say, well, not too big. It's big. It's, you know, my choice. But when you have too many of like the same thing, like this looks like Subculture, looks like Smitten in Switzerland. I'm going to keep this because I like the formula a lot. And it's more pigmented than Smitten in Switzerland, and I like more pigmented shadows. Mulan palette, absolute keep. Villains Misunderstood palette, 100% keep. Powerpuff Girls and ColourPop. This is a keep too. Hocus Pocus 2, All Hallows Eve. What the heck? Try not to chip any more nails, but I think that's a lost cause. I like that this is half and half, warm and cool. I'm keeping this, but I want to set this aside to compare to those orange ones and the Muppets. Holidays, holidays, holidays. Keeping this. This is fun. Also, it has little Pepe on it, and Pepe does not get enough love in the Muppets. I really like ColourPop, so it makes sense that I'm keeping majority. Let's go back to these real quick. I have a feeling I can get rid of this one because this is just close to those two. That's close to that. This is basically this and also this. I feel like I'll use these two more than this, so I'm going to declutter the original Naked palette. This is still performing well, even though it's fairly old, so even if I didn't keep this, it would just go into makeup memories. The same with Naked too. Naked Heat, I have always loved. Naked Honey. This is where I don't need this. I don't know why I thought these would be at all similar. Like, there's a couple mildly similar shades. So I'm gonna keep Honey. And I'm keeping the Honey palette. One I straight up bought for the packaging. This is the Robin Eisenberg Naked palette. I bought for the packaging and for these shimmers. And these shimmers are fantastic. I have enjoyed using this palette, but straight up, I'm just not going to reach for it. Now we have my Too Faced palettes. We have Secret Santa and Light My Fire. I got both of these on clearance, and to be honest, like, I got this specifically for this shade. Haven't used this shade yet. And I mostly got this for the packaging because it's super cute. I don't hate this palette, but I also feel like Naked Heat gives me a large portion of that, and the oranges I could get somewhere else. So these are going in the maybe pile because I don't know. Pumpkin Spice palette. I really like this. Keep. Ooh, it still smells so good. Gingerbread Spice palette. Keep. And like one of my favorite palettes they have done, Italian Spritz. Definite keep. I have Juvia's Place, the Violets. I don't have anything quite like this. I would say my Beauty Bay has maybe a couple mattes semi-close, but not this close. So I'm going to keep this. I'm keeping everything else, but this is also a collection video. So we have Teresa is Lethal. I really love this gray. Then we have, I keep the sleeves to Odin's Eye because they're slightly different than the packaging. So we have Planet Spirit, which is Odin's Eye and Betty Jean or Batty Bean on YouTube. I love this so much. I did the coolest look with these like hot pinks. Then we have the Sea Talk palette with Lauren May Beauty. These like cool tones are fantastic. Now the one that I'm the most unsure of is the Flora Story palette. Cool tone purples like that, or like cool mauves, whatever, kind of make me look sick. I feel like I need to use this again before I make my final decision, but this is kind of a maybe because those colors just aren't working on me. And now I'm questioning this because of the same thing. I feel like these two are in purgatory. I need to use them to see if what my brain is thinking is correct. And like those tones just don't work well on me. Then we have the Hella palette. Love this. See what I mean? That the sleeves are slightly different sometimes. We have the Merry Christmas palette. Almost forgot this because I just used it and it was stuck over here. The Christmas Eve palette. And then the cat with the golden carriage. This is super fun with the teals. Also, I love an orange cat. Let's actually do some swatching. I don't need to put it on my eyes to be able to just tell if it's going to kind of make me look sick. And I can tell, like with this, yes, so I'm going to declutter that. Thing with the Flora Story palette is there's greens in here that do work on me, so I could just skip the purples. But I don't think these are as icky. No, like that works on me. And that works on me because it's a bit warmer. So, okay, I'm keeping that. The Patrick Ta Major Dimensions too. So, I had this. It started to get wax bloom, which this one kind of is a little, but not so much anymore. My issue is I'm disappointed every time I wear this because it's much warmer than I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be like this. And you can see some similar tones. The thing is, this just turns straight up peach on. But like I said, I'm disappointed every time I use it, so I'm going to declutter it. Let's do Huda real quick because I just have to. I'm keeping both. The New Nude, which has been my favorite for quite literally ever, but she was a little bit dethroned by Mercury retrograde. But if I'm being honest, they're pretty equal loves, so they're both staying. Lunar Beauty real quick. I'm keeping all of these, but let's go through them. Strawberry Dream. I've done some of my favorite blue looks, surprisingly, with just these two colors. Moonspell, Never Going Anywhere. Now, Greek Goddess is a little difficult because I love this, but I feel like every time I use it, the tones are different than what I expect them to be. I'm going to swatch this and make a decision. Nude Prism, definitely staying. Love this one. And this, again, kind of gives me that nude mood colors and a mixture of like Huda and the blush. Eternal Eclipse, staying, not even in the frame. This is definitely staying. Tom Ford, Honeymoon, I'm keeping. I feel like I need to put these in my like single shadow thing because these are just topper, or not toppers, but like lid shades for me. And Après-Ski, yeah, Après-Ski. Same thing with these. They pair well with this Makeup by Mario though. You know, I can just pick a nude color or a couple nude colors and slap one of these on the lid. NARS Climax, I love this. NARS Summer Solstice, I love this one. And then my only Natasha Denona is the Glam palette, which I absolutely love. And the Bronze palette, which I do enjoy. I didn't sound enthusiastic about that, but it's like, I do like it. I can't rave about Natasha Denona though. So let me swatch some of these. So I feel like on my skin tone, I always felt like it turned a little bit. Like, cause that's so cool tone and everything else in here is warm tone. I felt like that always threw me off when I was like deepening it because these are so warm. These are really unique colors though. It actually reminds me of the Bronze palette a little bit now that I'm thinking about it. Formula in this is obviously better, which is not surprising because I like Lunar Beauty better. The shimmers in Natasha Denona are very nice. But they're not as like shimmery as these, if you see what I mean. Like they're fine, but those are very similar. And like that one just seems prettier to me. I got the Natasha Denona one as like an experiment to see if it like sucked. The thing is, how often am I going to use either of these? I have Naked Heat. They're both going in maybe because I am honestly unsure. Now move on to a category where nothing is getting decluttered. Let's start with all my tiny ones. This is Nude Allure, Bronze Bliss. I don't take the stickers off the mirrors a lot of times because I can't use, they're like useless mirrors. This is Sith Seduction. the golden one, Divine Droid. And these will just be out of order. This is Bronze Seduction. I haven't even taken this off. Oops. Bronze Seduction. Moonlit Seduction. Is it on? There's one on here too, but I'm not trying to take it off. Doesn't say what. Oh, this is, why do I always forget the name of this? Midnight Sun. And we have Utopian Dream, Divine Rose 2, and this is the first one, which is not Sublime, Subliminal? No, maybe this is Sublime, and the green one I want is Subliminal. Now I gotta look again. This is Subliminal, the green one is Sublime. Then we have Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity. This is my first Pat McGrath palette. These are actually repackaged the other Star Wars ones that she did. Celestial Nirvana. Could start with Mount because there's so many of them, they're just kind of in the way. This is the Amor y Mariposas. I love this. This ended up being like my favorite in my ranking. Vita. I don't know why I'm so far back. Murte. Gemini. Gemini 2. 420. Mary Jane. Radioactive. Brunette. Smoke Sessions. She's in Parties. As you can tell, I have most Melt palettes. They were my favorite brand for a while. Now they're kind of like, I buy stuff on clearance, like these. I just got these this year, so I haven't used them yet. They still have a little thing. Because I wanted these, but not full price, because they seemed like reject shades from other like color stories. So this is the Fire palette, the Water palette, which came broken. But I literally paid $3 for each of these, so I wasn't super mad about it. Although that one has gotten much worse. Smush it back in there. The Air palette and the Earth palette. ABH palettes. This is the Nouveau palette. I like some things about this. The shimmers are really nice, but I know I'm never going to use this. I forced myself multiple times, but it's not me. So that's a Declutter. Norvina palette is a definite stay. Soft Glam, definite stay. Modern Renaissance. This is another one where the tones get kind of muddy on me. I want to love it because it's a classic. It just doesn't really work. Going to say goodbye. Subculture, stay. Jackie Aina, I've tried to make this, like this has made the cut multiple times, and then I just continue to not reach for it. Like some of the shimmers are really cool, but it's just not a color story that inspires me personally, so it's finally gonna go this time. We had one, this is like the Norvina palette 3, yes, volume 3. I really like the colors in this. They're very unique. I'm putting this on the chopping block though because I just don't reach for it. They're amazingly cool colors. Alright, the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette, definite keep. I want more of their stuff. I just haven't bit the bullet yet. The Midnight palette, this is so much fun. Bright Matte, this is the one palette I recommend to anyone who wants something from Beauty Bay. This is so versatile. If you're missing a color from a palette, to, you know, get a really good blend, you can probably find it in here. So I love this a lot. Let's get to keeps. This is the Search palette. My Blend Bunny. I would like to get some more from Blend Bunny. Be Perfect Carnival 3, Love Tahiti. I really like this palette, and honestly this is probably why I'm going to declutter that ABH one, because I'm seeing some of those oranges that jump out at me. These are fairly similar, those are similar, this green is similar. This isn't quite that, but it's similar enough, also similar to that. I would rather keep the Be Perfect palette. This I have kept many and many a times because I love the toppers so much, and then I never use it, so it's got to go this time. No more excuses. And then this Dreamy palette. I like it a lot, but it just seems like the new nude, basically. I mostly got this to try the Nabla formula, which is nice. It's a nice formula, but I don't need this. It's just, like, it's redundant, I guess. And I don't mind some overlap, but I'm trying to make my collection more inspiring, if you will. Now we got Glamlight. I'm gonna start with the one that is potentially on the chopping block, because I used this, and I don't know if it was the fact that I was like using up the last of my primer and I didn't get enough primer on or what, but the blues creased on me. I'm not sure if it was the palette or my application method, but never actually had that issue with Glamlight, but everyone makes mistakes. So this could be like kind of their mistake palette. So that is kind of a, I'm not sure. Now I have a lot of Glamlight. They're like my favorite brand, but I also have some I haven't touched yet because I got them on like during one of their flash sales, like Friday the 13th. I have not used yet. Ghost Face Lives. I love this. Scooby-Doo Creeps and Crawls. I have the matching one. My hair is everywhere. I'm as bad as a cat. Rut-Row Raggy. I haven't used these. Also got them part of a sale. This is Never Sleep Again. And this is just a Freddy Krueger. The Milk Chocolate palette. I haven't used this one. This is another reason I didn't need to keep the nude mood. But I have used Cookies and Cream a few times and I love this. I'm very much in a cool tone mood. I don't want to declutter all my warm tone stuff because I could flop back, but I am realizing I prefer the cool stuff. The Frosted Flakes palette. Garfield palette I also got on a sale. I love this World's Cutest Kitty. My first cat was named Nermal after this, so this is very sentimental to me. Then this is the Pastel to Rule All Pastels. Ice Cream, is it Ice Cream Dream, Ice Cream Shop, Ice Cream Dream. This is such a fun pastel palette. I love it a lot. And then a great neon palette, the Rick and Morty palette. This is super fun to play with. Now we have my last little section, which is like topper stuff. This is my Cleona shadows. Obviously not going anywhere. Urban Decay Moondust. Never going anywhere. Danessa Myricks Lightwork 5. Never going anywhere. And then these are some random... I saved these from the Lunar Beauty... whatchamacallit? Oh, the Advent calendar. And then these are Gimme Glow shadows, like toppers. I need to put these somewhere on my desk so I remember to use toppers, like to pick shadows that go with the toppers. I pick a palette and then I completely forget about these, so I need to keep these out. Now, one last thing that I keep forgetting I have. These are all my Declutter Jeffree Star, or Depotted Jeffree Star cosmetics. You can see some of these keep breaking. There's a couple, like this one you can see, it was like a favorite shade. Well, I don't know if you can see. There's a huge dent in it. The part of me is like, why am I keeping all of these? I could just keep the shimmers that I want. Maybe a couple unique mattes, but let's be real, I never reach for the mattes. Off camera, I'm going to swap it out and then I'll show you what I kept. Okay, this is what I decided to keep. Mostly shimmers, some of the unique mattes that weren't broken. Now I'm gonna go make decisions on those bronzy orange palettes. Alright, after swatching all three of these and like tearing my arm up, I'm decluttering this. I'm keeping Greek Goddess, and then I'm keeping this for the shimmers. I was like, do I pop all these out and put them in my Z palette? probably going to do that, honestly. That way I don't have to have a whole nother thing. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be back to show you the results. So I have them all in here now. I feel like, you know, this is more of like a neutral palette, but I feel like these could pair, or I could use them with this. But I'm much happier about this. This cream to matte. If all of hers were this formula, or the formula, the mattes, the Glam palette, I would have no problem with Natasha Denona, but I don't understand this brand much at all. But I'm happy just keeping this one and keeping those, and was able to get 2 more palettes out of my collection. And now I have to make decisions on these 3 things. I feel like I just don't need either of these. They're cute and they're fun. I just don't need them. And then Strawberry Shake, which is just a bunch of shimmers and a pressed glitter. I don't know why I kept a pressed glitter. None of these are that impressive to me. There's nothing wrong with them, but I don't need to keep this. I don't know why I kept it. See, this is why I don't do glitters. And I'm not going to send a glitter to my niece, so I'm popping that out. And we'll send her those minus that. Okay, let's do the final count. 21, 22. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to send you to outro me now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.